Hello once again, everybody. Um, hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a better day than my glasses. Look at this. This is what my glasses look like now. And I'm finally going to an appointment this week to get them replaced. But why? I mean, look at them. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, shoot, they're functional. Look at that. It's like one of the Hanson brothers. For those who know the reference. So, how many times have you heard that, you tell somebody that you play guitar and they say, oh, well, surely you know how to sing? It's happened to me so many times. Matter of fact, if I had $1 for every time that happened to me, I'd probably, I reckon I'd have about $47. Well, it'd be a lot of times. And it probably dates back to, centuries ago when, obviously there was no Stratocaster back then. By the way, this is one of my parts casters. Maybe I'll talk about it in a different video. But, back when there was like lutes and things, people would have them at parties and stuff and just kind of bust them out as sort of a novelty instrument that, people can strum along and sing some stuff. And that's probably where it originates from. Simple Google search, basic, surface level research would probably tell us the answer to that question. But I bring this up because it's such a weird concept to me. And how weird is it that stereotypes and generalizations last as long as they do? It's the same reason why I stopped telling people I'm a jazz musician, because number one, it's not entirely true. I play more than just jazz. I just love all types of music, and I get kind of obsessed over, like one type of music for a very long time, and then I'll sort of cycle them out. And right now I'm sort of back on a blues kick, Texas blues, Chicago shuffle, and also folk, So anyway, but yeah, like everyone's always like, well, surely you must sing. It's like, no, no. But the reason why I don't tell people thoughts are getting all mixed up. So the reason why I don't tell people that I'm a jazz musician anymore is because of that stereotyping and generalization. It's really strange. They automatically think you do drugs. They automatically think you smoke, that you partake in the flower, we'll say. I don't know if there's any YouTube censorship restrictions or not, but you get the idea. And people also just don't understand jazz music, and I'm tired of trying to explain what it really is, because it's hard to explain what it is. It's more like you hear it and you feel it, and that's kind of my my minimalist opinion view of what jazz is as somebody who's played it for a long time. But anyway, I don't tell people that I'm a jazz musician. But you can't just say, I don't play the guitar, when clearly you play the guitar. So the stereotype and generalization that you sing is going to be this, you can't really avoid it forever. And now me personally, I'm not a vocalist. Can I sing? Well, sure. Can I do it like in key? Yeah. Can I carry a tune? Sure. Do I have a good vocal timbre for singing? I don't think so. And when I point that out, people always say, well, what about Bob Dylan? Well, what about Bob Dylan? What about him? He had, or Tom Waits. Like, Tom Waits is a perfect example of a guy who can sing in a really, like, personal style. And it sounds awesome. Like, it just fits him. But I'm not going to, walk around going, I can't do that. And I also am of the opinion that I think to generalize that all guitar players can sing is like minimalizing the work that vocalists actually do for their craft, because the voice is an instrument. Now, I will say this much, okay? And you should be able to at least be able to sing functionally, okay? So what I mean by that is this. So let's see if I can. All right, so hopefully you can hear that a little bit. So I'm just going to try to sing along with what I played. You know, stuff like that. That's functional. Like sing simple melodies, like, you know, if you're going to G to C, practice doing that. Hit that top note. Da, 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 you know, just simple melodies and just, you know, it's really good for your ear to be able to go from, you start with one chord, okay? I'm a little out of tune to say the least because I was, you know, doing like, you know, the Albert King bends last night. I'm just picking this up to do this video. So pick a chord, then pick a note within the chord and sing that note. Here's our G. Da, da, da. So now I've totally don't have that low range, so I'm gonna stick with that. G. Then go to C. Na, C. Can I hit that? E. And then play the chord as you sing the simple two-note melody. You know, and just go from there. Like, you don't have to train like you're going to Carnegie Hall, you know? But to be a vocalist, like, you know, I've tried, you know, so I've sang solo in front of people before, and it wasn't that good because I don't have the training for it. I was just doing the gig because it paid, to be honest with you. And I also figured that it would be a good excuse to get good at singing or better at singing. And I got only minimally better, but I did learn some things. And one, that being a vocalist is a really serious discipline. It takes a lot of time to be a professional of anything, but as a vocalist, you really have to take care of your voice. You have to be mindful of your breathing and where you're breathing from. You know, the diaphragm and the, you know, way down here. And I was just not doing that. I was pushing way too hard, and therefore I was getting lightheaded. I almost passed out once. It was so true. And so when people come up to me and they say, "Oh, you play guitar? Do you sing?" You know, when I say, "No, I don't sing," I really mean I don't sing. And I'm not talking about this functional stuff, you know. You know, that, whatever that is. I can do that stuff. But I don't have technique. This actually, I'll leave you with an anecdote. It's a very short one. So I was talking to somebody about music once. This happened like a few years ago. And she said, "You play guitar?" I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Do you sing too?" I said, "No, I don't sing, but I play." I said, "Do you want to play a duet? Like right now, I'll sing." Or I'll play and you can sing, you know? She's like, "Wait, you don't sing?" I said, "No, I just play my guitar." She goes, "I think you sing." Like I'm just being shy about it. Come on, you know? I don't know. It's funny in hindsight. It was super irritating at the time, to be honest with you. But anyway, yeah. So if you sing and do it right. But there's a difference between being a singer and just, you know, being able to just kind of functionally sing. And at the very least, I do think you should be able to functionally sing just a little bit. Okay. So anyway, that's all. Bye-bye.